develop a ruthless pursuit of your vision. You need to create a vision to change the world. Be bold, think and act independently. Have a single commitment to your vision and nothing else. Having this ruthless pursuit of a vision, it has enormous liabilities because you become oversensitive to criticism. You don't listen to anyone. You have a tendency to exaggerate to the point of lying. You're quick to anger, you're isolated, you're paranoid. Everything you do has to be big. And if you allow these weaknesses to get the better of you, you'll fail. Don't sip your own Kool-Aid. Napoleon, he let his own ego get the best of him and brought about his own destruction. There should be a sense of mission, both for you and for others. You have to learn to communicate your vision so others feel like they're on a mission to accomplish great things. Others look at the world as a place that needs changing, but only someone like you believes you can change it. You don't react to the external world so much as you try to create it. This causes you to listen to your own instincts more than others. You don't get to the top by listening to everyone. It's your vision. Your entire life consisted and consists of shutting out the voices that tell you what or what not to do. You never listen. The birth of your vision starts with the rejection of the status quo. You're not interested in listening because you're focused on creating. The reason you can draw others into your world is because you start with what Freud calls a rejection of the established state of affairs. You turn away from social norms, which causes you to see the world the way that you want it to be, and you make it that way. A true visionary is someone who doesn't listen to anyone when he believes in something, and he has a precise vision of how things should be. What defines you is a combination of rejecting the status quo along with a clear vision. To be the person who accomplishes their vision, you have to have this charisma and the drive to convince others to buy into your vision and embrace a common purpose. You have to communicate a sense of meaning that inspires others to follow you. People will fail, or people who fail to communicate this reason, they often retreat and they go into their own world and they blame others for their isolation. They get angry at the wrong things and the wrong people because they failed to communicate their vision. Book knowledge says that successful leaders are empathetic, that they listen to others, that they're sensitive to feelings, that they control their emotions really well, and that they work through consensus. This is nothing more than wishful thinking. If you open yourself up to everyone, you're going to drown. Emotional intelligence is nowhere to be found in the upper management of top companies. The only people who think this way are the ones who have never experienced, never dealt with anyone at the top of a company. People who work at the top, they intuitively know that business literature doesn't apply to their boss. Long-term success is more correlated to strategic intelligence, not emotional intelligence. Instead of focusing on interpersonal relationships and how someone interacts with individuals, the top leaders, they think systematically. They develop a vision that takes into account the present and the future trends. So both social and economic trends, so that they can partner with people and corporations to move them towards their goals. We don't need to be friends, or we don't even need to like each other in order to do business. It has nothing to do with anything. This is often a lonely pursuit. When you develop a vision, especially at a young age, you have a hard time identifying with your peers and with finding role models or even just someone to talk to about your ideas. What happens is you train yourself at a young age, at an early age, to block out all these voices, all these other opinions, so the only voice that you truly trust is your own. John D. Rockefeller, he had conversations with himself. He warned himself to be aware of the moral and practical pitfalls before he went to sleep at night. A lot of times you're going to come across as standoffish because you're not interested in talking to anyone. You're almost exclusively to yourself. You end up creating a me against the world way of looking at things, and it often comes across as paranoia because your intense ambition, that competitiveness, that aggressive energy, that's kind of what creates it. So it turns into a heightened state of awareness, a heightened awareness of danger that may be real. So there's no gray area for you. It's black and white, friend or foe, for or against the vision. What happens is you eventually end up with an enthusiasm that seems like you're possessed by an inner God, a drive that elevates the everyday to the extraordinary. You have a sense of freshness that energizes your work. When this happens, you simply do not give up. Even when faced with defeat and failure, you are insanely resilient. But your strengths and everything that makes you great can be a huge weakness, and it can be the cause of your downfall, because your strengths can turn into inner conflict with enough stress. This happens when people become complacent, ego-driven, everything's gotta be big, afraid or addicted to anything, food, drugs, spending, anything. When irrational needs become the driving force in your life, your ability to make rational decisions towards a purpose become impossible. Do not lose focus. You have to become an independent thinker who acts out of freedom even when it means taking a risk. You're motivated by your vision.